My girlfriend, Qley, 30, said, "Seriously? You're mad I forgot our date night?" It was a Tuesday morning and she was leaning against my kitchen counter, clutching a designer coffee cup and a bag of artisan pastries, her go-to apology kit. I, Elias, 32 male, was making myself a black coffee. The remnants of Friday night were still a dull, lingering ache in my chest, not the sharp burn of anger. "Not mad, just sailing," I responded, my eyes focused on the coffee maker. She paused, confused. "Sailing? What does that even mean?" "It means I was at the Anchor for an hour and 45 minutes last Friday," I said, my voice calm, almost clinical. "Reservation for 7 p.m., ordered a local IPA, told the waiter you were caught up. By 8:45, I paid the bill, tipped generously for wasting the table space, and left. No texts, no calls to you. I just went home and went to bed." Qley's expression shifted from confusion to practiced remorse. "Babe, I am so sorry. The gallery opening was supposed to be a quick stop, but then the artist started talking about his inspiration, and the wine was flowing, and my phone died, and I totally lost track of time. You know how I am when I get into a creative flow." She took a step towards me, offering the coffee and a soft kiss on the cheek, her version of a full-scale emotional reset. "It's fine, Qley," I said, taking the coffee but gently stepping back so the kiss only landed on my hair. "It's fine." "You're not mad?" "Nope." She studied my face, her bright eyes trying to pierce my composure. "You're sure? You seem anchored." "I'm sure," I replied. "These things happen." Here's the thing. They do happen. Specifically, they'd happened twice before in the past 4 months. First time, our 5-year anniversary dinner. She forgot because her marketing team spontaneously decided to celebrate a new contract with an all-day champagne session that bled into the evening. Apology? A very expensive watch and an entire weekend of intense, scheduled attention. Second time, a weekend trip to a secluded cabin I'd booked. She double-booked by agreeing to co-host a pop-up market with her friend. Cancellation text at 6 a.m. Saturday. Apology, a hand-drawn portrait of me, she's an artist, so it was actually good, and an evening of takeout. Each time, same pattern. Forgot, apologized with a grand gesture or treat, I forgave. The cycle continued, but this third time, this quiet night alone at the Anchor, I didn't feel the familiar sting of betrayal or the rush of anger. I felt an utterly cold, still clarity. I wasn't a priority. I was an appointment that could be rescheduled, a fallback option, the comfortable couch she knew would always be there when the party was over. "So, we're good?" she asked, already picking up her phone to check social media updates. "Yeah, we're good." She smiled, blowing me a kiss. "You're the best. Oh, next Sunday, the agency is throwing a launch party, but I'll try to keep it short so we can do our hike after." Next Sunday was our standing tradition, the long, quiet Sunday morning hike of Bear Mountain, followed by brunch. It was our thing. It had been for years. Every Sunday, unless discussed weeks in advance, we had plans, our weekly recalibration. "Actually," I said, and the word stopped her scrolling hand midair. "Let's talk about Sunday hikes." She looked up, a flicker of irritation crossing her face. "What about them? I said I'd try to keep the party short." "I think we should cancel them." Her phone clattered onto the counter. "Cancel our hikes? Elias, why? They're our thing." "They don't seem to be working with your schedule," I explained, leaning back against the counter. "Too much pressure trying to manage your social obligations and keep that commitment. Let's just remove the obligation." "Babe, I said I was sorry about Friday. You can't punish me for a few mistakes." "I'm not punishing you. I'm adapting to reality. You have a very active life. That's great. I just need to stop making myself a permanent standby option for when that life gets too busy or boring. Let's remove the expectation." She folded her arms, her usual dramatic stance. "I don't want to cancel our hikes. Sometimes things come up." Things always come up for you. That's okay. Some people aren't calendar people. I get it. I am totally a calendar person. Look. She snatched up her phone and proudly displayed her schedule. It was a kaleidoscope of color-coded events: brunches, networking mixers, gym classes, friend birthdays, gallery openings. Noticeably absent, a single recurring entry for Elias or Bear Mountain hike. Interesting, I said. What? What's interesting? Nothing, just interesting. She left that morning confused, the lingering smell of expensive perfume and relief in her wake. No big fight, no tearful drama, just a quiet, unsettling resolution. That night, I updated my Google Calendar. I deleted the Sunday morning Bear Mountain hike. Then I added something new. Every Friday evening and all day Sunday, project time Elias. Unavailable. Then I did something else. I drove 45 minutes down to the old boatyard and put a deposit down on a 20-foot vintage sailboat named the Wanderer. It was a wreck, rotting wood, busted rigging, a motor that hadn't turned over in a decade. A project that would demand every free minute I had. I signed up for a basic marine restoration course that met every other Friday night. Update 1. The next Friday came. My phone started buzzing around 6 p.m. Qley: "Hey babe, this agency mixer is super stale. Want to ditch and grab dinner at the Anchor?" Me: "Can't tonight. Have plans." Qley: "Plans with who?" The Wanderer: "Gotta pull the old transmission tonight. It's every Friday and all day Sunday now. Commitment." The Wanderer? Since when is a rusty old boat more important than me? Since I decided to commit my time to something reliable. We canceled our standing dates, remember? Too much pressure on your schedule. I didn't think you were serious. I thought you were just playing the sympathy card after Enzo's. I was serious. Have fun at the mixer. She called. I silenced it, pulling on my work gloves. I was focused on a rusted bolt that hadn't moved since the Carter administration. She texted throughout the evening. "This is so petty. I can't believe you're prioritizing a pile of junk. Fine, whatever. Actually, that's kind of hot that you're working with your hands. Will you teach me how to sail when it's finished?" "Hello," I responded once I finished the task, soaked in bilge water and grease. Me: "Transmission's out. Tired now. Talk tomorrow." She showed up at my apartment the next morning, but this time there were no pastries, just a cold stare. "You can't just replace me with a boat." "I'm not replacing you. I'm choosing to use my time for something that shows up when I do. I'm reliable." I pulled out my phone and showed her a text thread. 5 months of missed appointments. Sorry, totally spaced. Rain check? OMG, coworker crisis. You forgive me, right? That's not fair. You're keeping score. No, I'm keeping receipts. There's a difference. She tried the soft approach. Puppy dog eyes. "I'll do better, I promise. Cancel the boat. We'll have amazing hikes. We can plan a whole trip." The boat is non-refundable. Besides, I'm enjoying it. I'm learning how to weld. "You're being ridiculous," she hissed, her voice rising. "Normal boyfriends would just be happy I want to spend time with them at all. You're being selfish." There it was, the entitlement, the assumption that my presence was a given, a default setting she didn't have to work for. "You're right," I said, putting away my phone. "A normal boyfriend probably would. Good thing you don't have one of those." She stormed off in a huff, but I wasn't worried. Qley had a pattern there too. She'd create drama, expect me to chase her, then graciously allow me back when I'd been sufficiently humbled. Except I was done chasing, and the only lessons being learned were in marine carpentry and wiring diagrams. Update 2. Week 4 of the Wanderer project. The deck was sanded, the hull primed. I posted a photo on Instagram. Just the boat, the sun setting over the slip, no caption. Qley liked it instantly. Comment: "Ready for me to christen her yet?" I didn't respond. That Sunday, she tried a new strategy. She showed up at the boatyard. "Surprise!" she chirped, standing on the edge of the gritty gravel, wearing spotless white jeans and a cashmere sweater. "Thought I'd join you." I was elbow deep in a bucket of resin. The burly, grizzled boatyard manager, Rick, looked confused. "Ma'am, this is a working yard. It's private property." "I'm his girlfriend," she announced, pointing at me like I was a prize on display. I kept mixing the resin. "It's a restoration project, Qley. It's not a spectator sport." "I can help." "Can you operate an orbital sander or splice a line? This is dirty, dangerous work. Go get coffee." She ended up waiting in the office lobby. 3 hours. When I walked back to my car, covered in dust and sweat, she was leaning against the fender. 3 hours, Elias. I waited 3 hours. "Nobody asked you to. I had a schedule." "I'm trying here. I cleared my whole afternoon for you." "You cleared your afternoon for you," I corrected, opening my door. "I had plans. God, when did you become so consistent, reliable, present for your own commitments?" She changed tactics again. "Fine, keep your stupid boat, but Saturday nights are ours now. Date night." I shrugged. "I have my welding class Saturdays until 5 p.m., but after that, sure. Let's see if you can manage Saturdays." Spoiler, she couldn't. The first Saturday, she canceled because she accidentally got roped into a networking dinner that became an all-night party. The second, her mother had an urgent, spontaneous need for her help designing a new garden. The third, she texted at 9 p.m., "OMG, I totally spaced, was at Sienna's, sorry." Each time, I made other plans. I went to the movies I'd wanted to see, alone. I started hosting board game nights with friends I'd neglected. I didn't wait. I didn't complain. Her texts got increasingly frantic. "Why aren't you fighting for us? Do you even want this relationship? I feel like you're slipping away." I responded only once. "Honestly, I'm exactly where I've always been. You just never showed up." Then came the nuclear option, a public Facebook post designed for maximum sympathy. When you're trying so hard to save your relationship, but he's more interested in a rusty mistress than you, had heartbroken but trying. Why are guys like this? The comments were a predictable avalanche of her friends rallying to her defense. I didn't engage with the comments, but I did something else. I screenshotted her colorful phone calendar, the one she'd proudly shown me, showcasing her 23 social events that month. I posted my own update. "Interesting perspective. Here's her calendar this month. Notice anything missing?" Hint, it's the boyfriend she's trying so hard to save things with. 23 social events, 0 designated couple time. The post went viral in our mutual circle. The comments were brutal in their honesty. "Wait, she hasn't scheduled a single date with you? Bro, I wondered why we never see you two together anymore. This is embarrassing, Qley." She called me, screaming, "Take it down now! You're humiliating me!" "No, I'm providing context. It's your calendar, your priorities. I just shared them." "You're a monster!" She deleted her post. I left mine up for an hour, long enough for the point to be made, then removed it. Update 3. Week 10 of the project. The Wanderer was beautiful. The rigging was new, the woodwork gleaming, and the motor purred like a kitten. I'd grown calloused hands, a new set of friends at the boatyard, and a newfound self-reliance. One Friday, I was cleaning up my apartment before heading to the yard when she texted, "Qley, can we talk? Please, I'll come to you. You're at the yard 7:10, free after if urgent." I didn't reply. When I got home at 10:30 p.m., she was sitting on my doorstep, looking small and utterly defeated. "I missed you today," she said quietly. "Today specifically?" She nodded. "Fridays feel wrong now. Sundays too. I keep thinking I'll see your pin drop for the trailhead. I know I messed up. I didn't think you'd actually stop trying." "Trying what?" "To make us work. You always tried so hard, made the reservations, planned the dates, reminded me about the tickets." "Yes, I did," I said, unlocking my door. "And you got used to it. To me, always being there, always waiting, always being the anchor." She followed me in. My apartment had changed. The clutter was gone, replaced by organized shelves of marine manuals and woodworking tools. A model ship I'd restored sat on the mantel. The smell of sawdust was faint but present. "You redecorated." I created a life that works for me, I corrected, heading to the kitchen to make tea. She sat at my kitchen island, the one she'd always ignored because we usually ate out. I keep making plans for Sundays, she said, then remembering you won't be there. How does that feel? Empty, really empty. Yeah, she said, meeting my eyes then, really meeting them. I know that feeling. You were lonely even when we were together. I sipped my tea. Loneliness is being surrounded by a life that doesn't include you. I scheduled you in, she said, suddenly, pulling out her phone. Her calendar was open. Every Sunday was marked. Date, Bear Mountain hike with Elias. Do not book. When? 3 weeks ago, after you posted that thing. And I've kept them clear, but you're never free. I'm at the yard, I know. I just thought maybe if I... Showed me what? Showed me what? That you can use a calendar? I knew you could. You scheduled 23 other things that month. You prioritized what mattered to you. I decided to do the same. I prioritized wrong. Final update. The Wanderer's maiden voyage was scheduled for week 12. I invited the friends from the boatyard. Qley texted that morning. Congrats on finishing the work. Proud of you. Can we talk next Friday? Me. Thanks. Next Friday, I'll be testing the rigging. Saturday is free. I'll be back by 6 p.m. Qley. How about you plan something? Show me what you think a good date looks like. No, I'm done planning. Your turn. Show me what you think a commitment looks like. At 5 p.m. Saturday, she sent an address, a seaside tapas restaurant I'd mentioned wanting to try 18 months ago. She'd remembered. I arrived at 6 p.m. She was already there, early, sitting alone, sketching quietly in a notebook. Her phone was face down, silenced. You're here, I said, on time. Wanted to make sure we got the best table. Dinner was nice. She put the notebook away. She asked genuine questions about the boat, about the welding, about my friends at the yard. So, she said over dessert, what now? Now we see if this was a one-time performance or an actual sustainable change. Fair. What are your terms? No terms, just consistency. Show up when you say you will, value our time like you value an agency mixer. She did it for 6 weeks. Then she slipped. A friend's last-minute engagement party. But this time, she texted on Tuesday. I know Saturday is ours, but they're doing a thing. Can we do Sunday morning brunch instead? I've already booked the place we like. Progress. We're not back together in the way we were. We're figuring it out. She schedules me in now, properly, like her other commitments. She's about an 85% success rate. I've maintained my boundaries. My Sunday is still the Wanderer's Day, or a friend's day, or my day. Our time is scheduled, not defaulted. The difference is now, when she doesn't show, I still sail. Turned out I never needed her to remember our date. I needed to remember I was worth showing up for, with or without her. She learned her lesson, not through punishment, but through experiencing exactly what she'd put me through, looking forward to something with someone who wasn't there. And me, I learned to restore a beautiful boat and sail it solo. And that sometimes the best response to being forgotten is to become committed, not to them, but to yourself.